What is up, bros and hoes? It's Ash, your Optic Midnight, and today we're back for episode 18 of Powered Down. 18. Barely legal.
Barely legal.
We were thinking for episode 20, we could do it live. Fuck it.
Live.
We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Thoughts?
And you know what I'm thinking about that? That actually works out perfectly because that would be, so this is 18, next week would be 19. Okay. That is literally the 17th, but if we're going to do it live, it would be on Tuesday because we upload on Tuesday.
Yo, you're right.
And I get back from my Vegas trip at 10 p.m. on the 17th. So Tuesday is a perfect day to do this live. Yeah,
okay.
The 18th.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live on the 18th.
We'll just put it straight from Twitch to YouTube in case you aren't able to see it live. It'll still go on YouTube, but we'll be doing it on Twitch.
That's perfect. If you don't mind giving up some like CoD and coffee for a podcast hour.
No, it's on Tuesdays. CoD and coffee is only on Sundays.
That's true. That's true. CoD and coffee on Sundays. Yes.
I think I actually had my chat. Well, I mentioned it while I was live, and my chat was like, "You should do all of them live." And I'm like, I don't know about that because
I've made one mistake that needed to be edited out before. So.
Oh yeah, dude! I can't wait to show them that one day.
But doing it live means you can fix it really quickly. You can everybody can correct you, and then you can explain yourself better. When you're pre-recording it, nobody has the chance to start yelling at you.
Well, also that could be a part of the downfalls too. Is having a chat that you see, you can get derailed very quickly from what you're talking about.
Yes.
And if someone's listening and not looking at the chat, it can sound like we're responding to nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. I like the idea of doing them special because I do think there's also good things about doing it live.
Yeah, and we can have it set up so that the chat is running on screen so that people that watch it back after can actually.
Yeah, that would be cool. We could put
we can do that.
The chat in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. And just have it. Yeah. See?
Oh, we're gonna get mad fancy.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Well, okay, I know one thing you're excited about, Amanda.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I haven't subbed to you yet.
You don't have
but
to.
I can now.
You
on
can,
Twitch,
yeah.
Because all affiliates on Twitch got buttons.
Sub-buttons. I'm actually doing surprisingly well considering how many people got them at the exact same second. It wasn't even like a rollout. Everybody got them at the same time.
They were like, surprise.
Yeah. I'm at, I think, 42.
Wow, that's nice.
Which is good
the first week, right?
And 4 of them are tier 3. Tier 3s.
Oh,
I have 4 tier 3.
That's
fancy. I didn't think I was going to get any tier 3s.
Are you going to... So do you have a badge and emotes, or are you getting those made?
You can't get badges, but the emotes are currently being made as far as I know.
So you have to have the star?
Yeah, you have to have the star. That's one of the perks of being a partner.
Awesome,
it's a partner perk. Yeah.
Some of the partners got mad. I would like to start this by saying I am not one of the partners that was mad about this. I say hell yeah. I say when the whole sea rises, all the ships rise with it.
Yeah,
if everyone on Twitch is doing well, everyone on Twitch is doing well. I get the angle of I had to grind for this long and get this many concurrent viewers and do all these stipulations to get partner. And it was this big thing they worked for and they got it. And I understand that completely. Yeah. But at the same time, I saw people, these partners on Twitter have they don't care. They're like, well, great. Now they're going to go sub to Joe Blow. And what if I lose subscribers or they don't donate or they bump down from tier 2 or whatever? And I'm like, hello, what world do you live in? What kind of short-sighted view is that?
Yeah, and I get it. I feel like the people that are complaining about that kind of stuff specifically are a lot of people who probably got it either because they're competitive players in organizations that help them get the button, so they're not, the people that are made don't care because it's no one's gonna unsub to Dr. Disrespect to sub to me. I
don't think it's Dr. D who's worried. It's more the mid-tier partners.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Him as an example,
he's killing it.
Yeah, it's just that's what I mean, and it's just the people that are complaining the most tend to be these middle level people, and I get the fear kind of, and I understand that you worked hard and you got it, but for my thing is that if somebody wasn't working hard and got it, they're probably not going to get very many subs anyways. They're not going to be taking anybody away from you, and then the people that are getting subs probably deserve the sub button anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I feel if I can get to 50 in a week, because it hasn't been a full week yet, I feel that's pretty good grounds to maybe have a button, That's pretty...
This is good for Twitch. This is good in the long term for everybody, okay?
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's almost as good as when the Twitch Prime subs came out.
That was good.
I love Twitch Prime. I'm just letting you know. Twitch, I love it.
I love it. Twitch Prime is good.
For my own selfish reasons. It's
yeah,
free
of course.
subs. But I still get supported from it.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It's awesome. Like
if this platform keeps growing in the way that it feels like it is and should, I think it's going to be more stuff like that. That's really good. And
they didn't do it to be rude to people. They did it so that it's like it helps. It pays them. It gives them more money. So then they have more infrastructure, and then they can do more. So they can provide more. You know?
They're adding a lot, right? It feels like ever since Amazon bought Twitch, they just got so much more money to add to their infrastructure and what they've done. They've added bits, they've added Twitch Prime, they have, I mean, it's hard for everyone, well, I shouldn't say everyone, but all affiliates and all partners to have emote slots, have everything set up, how to pay them, and like it's crazy. Like that takes a lot to do that.
I know. So like, and then they can pay more staff so that they can go through things like checking emotes faster.
Yeah.
You know, just stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that it's a really good thing. I think that anyone who's actually legit mad about it is just already really insecure in their own fan base and their own channel.
Yeah.
That they're just shoving it off on these affiliates.
That's what I say, man. Focus on your own hustle. Focus on your own hustle.
That's what I've always done. I feel like it's too much to try to worry about what other people are doing. And it was more on YouTube that I would do it, but I would compare myself to other people, and that was always a death trap of like.
Yeah, because like sometimes even I'll be like, oh man, they started their channel right around the same time as me, and they have like way more subscribers than me or followers than me. But it's like little things affect that so much, and like I'm to the point now that like I know that the quality of my fan base or people that watch me, I really don't like calling it a fan base, but the quality of the people that support me is like so much higher than like a number. I know so many people who have these massive numbers when they stream and stuff, but like it's not necessarily quality support, or it's like, I don't know. I think the quality of the people that watch me is good. So I respect it.
It's because I've kind of seen both ends of it. I've had streams where like I had like hundreds and hundreds of viewers, and the chat is just so hard to follow, and my regulars get absolutely furious when the chat gets faster than normal, because they're like, our normal conversation, our normal like chill chat is gone, so they get really mad. And it's like it's hard when you grow to find that like happy medium.
It is,
but when you have a solid base to build off of, you have solid mods, you have solid everything, like you can keep it in line pretty well. So I don't know, I'm happy for all my affiliate homies. I feel like I do feel that pressure. I'm like, damn, I want to subscribe to so many people now.
I know. Same. I'm having a hard time. Like
decide. You're not gonna unsub me, are you, Amanda?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I ain't unsubbing you. I mean,
I guess I'd understand.
No, you're good. I ain't gonna unsub you. I'm just like, I have to wait until probably like it's already July, like August, because I have to wait till all of this like traveling stuff settles down for this month, and then see where I'm left off financially.
Yeah, so you're traveling a lot, right? You're confirmed going to DreamHack in Atlanta now.
Yeah.
So Atlanta.
So basically, this is my month. Next Thursday, so not this one, but the 13th, I leave for Vegas to film.
You're going to Vegas and Atlanta?
Yeah. So I film Evo, which is
lying.
Yeah, I'm going. So
I'm not lying about going, but you're like, I'm gonna make July my bitch.
I told you I was gonna make July.
Yeah, you weren't lying.
I wasn't.
So sorry, I interrupted you. What's your plan?
No, I leave the 13th to film Evo, which is like the fighting tournament in Vegas. So I'm filming a couple Super Smash players there for an organization called Rival. They were the ones who sent me out to Genesis 4 back in January. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh yeah, because I was in your chat talking to you when I was waiting for the airplanes or something. So then I get back on the 17th, which is the Monday at like 10 o'clock at night. And then I'm back in Canada for 2 days. And then I leave on the 20th to go to Atlanta for DreamHack. And then I'm there until Tuesday morning. And I should be chilling, doing the DreamHack Atlanta stuff with the SOAR H1Z1 team. And then I'm also going to be hanging out at the SOAR house, obviously, with the SOAR guys. And I'm going to visit the TK house. So
because they're kind of close, right?
They're pretty close. Like, they're close enough that they hang out. Like, they both like each other a lot. Like, Koss is really big into SOAR and is always inviting them out. So, and I asked, I was like, can I turn up? And he was like, of course. And I was like, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's my July.
I'm happy for you, yo. So is your work like cool with you taking that much time off?
It's like the way that I work as a personal trainer, you just need to get your shifts covered. So it's just like there's people that like floating in and taking other shifts. So they just take my hours. And then right now I'm kind of trying to make up some hours. So I do get paid for some of this. Like the Evo stuff is all covered 100%. And they're going to pay me once I make the videos. But I'm still trying to like stock up a couple of extra hours going into it so that like it doesn't hurt quite as much when I get back.
Yeah.
Just, you know, it's also sucks too because speaking about the Twitch affiliate stuff, they pay out every 60 days. So I have like
damn, sucks to suck. Partners get paid out 45 days.
I know.
Pleb.
But,
just
like,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know. I just got paid like a couple days ago, like a first little chunk of it from the first month. And now I'm basically just waiting. I think there's basically like $1,000 sitting somewhere just waiting to be sent to me.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You'll be all right then.
I think I'll be okay.
That's crazy.
But I impulse bought my flights to Champs. So yeah.
Drunk bought them. Don't lie.
It was Canada. Drunk impulse buying. They dropped $100. I was like, this is cheap.
Oh yeah, it was Canada Day there the other day, right?
Cool. Yeah, on Saturday. So yeah.
So y'all like didn't copy 4th of July or anything, right?
Well, no, we didn't. I'm sorry. We do have fireworks, but
how
we don't
is your birthday like 2 days before our birthday?
I don't know because that's just when we were founded, Ashley. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, of course you would say sorry, dude.
I know. It's definitely not. It's not as lit as the 4th of July. You guys really turn up for that, and like,
oh hell yeah, it's my birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, tomorrow. I share the same birthday as America.
That's incredible. I did not know that. Well, happy early birthday, Ashley.
Thanks. Well, it's gonna be my birthday when this goes up. I actually forgot about that. So
well, happy birthday. Everyone happy birthday.
Happy birthday in the comments. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm old.
Let's go.
I'm 23 again. I've been turning 23. I've turned 23 like 5 times since I turned 23. If you can figure out how old I am.
Math is fun.
Based off of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 28. God, that's old.
Right.
Doesn't it feel like that's old?
It does.
The closer I get to 30, the more I feel like I'm going to have a meltdown.
I know.
Because I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
I've just been holding down the fact that Kostev's like 31 to my heart. I'm like, he's 31 and he's doing fine. It's okay.
No, yeah, Kostev's
been with a bunch of 19-year-olds. It's fine.
Kostev's been killing it in life. We should have him on again.
He wants to come on again. He was very adamant about that in Anaheim.
Well, shit. Let's get him on again. He's good. He's a good dude.
He is.
You know what else is really good? Wrapping back to the Twitch affiliates thing. By the way, shouts to all the affiliates. Congratulations. The mobile app for Twitch got a big update. Yeah. And now you can actually go live from the mobile app. So that makes Twitch IRL much easier to do, I guess. I haven't really tinkered with the other app that people were using to go live through, but
yeah,
I think
I
want to
give that
cool.
a try.
Same. Yeah. I'm nervous about going over my data because I listen to like a podcast on the internet while I'm biking or something, and then I get a message like, "You're about to go over, dumbass," and I'm like, "Shit."
Yeah. No, I have like no data here either, so I wouldn't be able to do it here. But like in the States, if I could go like maybe at the store house with the Wi-Fi, just kind of like,
oh yeah,
being like, oh yeah, look, we're turning up. Yeah. But it sucks because it'd be really cool if I could like while I was filming the H1Z1 event, like live stream it at the same time or something. But
dude, you should get like a freaking harness system to attach your phone to, so it just everything from your chest gets broadcast.
That's true.
But how do you see? So if you stream IRL, how do you see like who's subbing or the chat? Is the chat just on the screen?
I was watching Fuya do it, and it literally just pops up in like a big bar right at the top when somebody donates or gives money, or subs or anything. Yeah, I was watching her do it for the TK.
That's cool. I need to get more into that. I mean, I mentioned it to my girlfriend, and I was like, I should go to the park or something and like live stream. And then like she was like, don't you get away from all that when you go to the park? And I'm like, damn, you're right.
Damn, you're right.
But at the same time, you know, it's all about balancing, right? Like,
yeah,
it's kind of enforcing this idea of like always live. Like, if I'm going to live stream games, then, I'm going to go do something else. And I better live stream that. It's like, when do you stop? When do you stop? Live streaming? When do you stop Snapchatting what you're doing? Why is there this impulsive thing to like, look what I'm doing, guys? I went and bought donuts. Look at me.
It's the same thing with vlogging. You're just like,
like, how do you know when to stop and when is it unhealthy?
Yeah, like I haven't got to that point yet. I'm still like, there's certain friends that I'm like, I won't even turn it on around you. I won't even put it on you. And now I'm regretting that. I'm trying to go through my Canada Day vlog, and I'm like, what did I do?
Dude, I struggled with vlogging. But that might just be the type of person I am. And it also depends, like you said, who you're with. Like, if you're around other content creators, they just get it, and you don't feel weird.
Yeah, exactly. And they get right into the mood, and they... Like, Rachel's so weird. Like, a Sivers, she'll just, like...
she's hilarious.
I know, we're just, like, vlogging, and she's just like, wait 1 second. Amanda, get on the bed with sunglasses. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, where's your wallet? And I was like, there. And she just like comes at me with the money. And I'm like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, it's much easier when like you're with people that just get it. I remember like trying to vlog with my IRL friends who like they knew me way before this stuff, and I'm just like one of them turns around while I'm recording, they're like, what are you doing?
I know. Like, you try to like talk to the camera and they're just like
they just don't get it. They just don't understand.
They just don't understand. Yeah.
But I mean, if you explain it, they do. Or if you literally show them your YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. And I do, but still I'm like,
they still just don't understand because they don't watch it.
They don't know how to they don't know how to act.
Yeah.
So
they'll act differently. It's weird when you pull out a camera and then they start to like look different, like they know they're being watched, so they're like
exactly. They start acting different, and I'm like, no, just keep doing exactly what you were doing. I'm trying to vlog you play video games. Just chill.
Just go with it. So I thought that was really cool though that the Twitch app got redesigned, and maybe this is the type of stuff we're talking about, how they're able to have a better infrastructure for these types of things and just make the whole platform of Twitch better for everyone, the viewer, the content creators, the streamers. It's all good changes so far.
That's it. That's it.
Did you know that rap legend Jay-Z came out with a new album?
I do. Are
you a fan of Jay-Z before right now?
What, before what?
Do you like Jay-Z?
Yeah, I like Jay-Z. Not as much as you do, but I like Jay-Z.
I love Jay-Z.
Unfortunately, I feel like, though I really do like Watch the Throne as a whole, I feel like his verse on Monster is just... It's lacking. He is the weakest verse on Monster.
I disagree.
But you disagree?
He's a god amongst men. I remember my first job ever was McDonald's when I was like 14 and 15. And I would use all of the money I got from that exclusively to buy albums. And I was really into rap at the time. I bought Eminem, I bought Tupac, and I bought Jay-Z. I remember going to Best Buy with my dad the day the Black Album came out. And buying it. He had to buy it for me because it was exclusive. But I was hyped, dude. So I like Jay-Z a lot, but I don't like Tidal. Do you know a lot about Tidal?
I do not know.
I hate it. It's like this premium streaming service. And I shouldn't say I hate it, but a lot of artists...
Tidal.
Tidal. Yeah. Not Tidal.
My brain was hearing title. So
no, sorry.
Yeah.
Tidal.
No, cool. Yeah.
So I get it. I feel like these premium services like Spotify Premium, even SoundCloud has one, Apple Music, Tidal, these are all premium streaming services, and I feel like it's the music industry's evolution and also answer to piracy, because album sales have declined massively in the last like decade, I'd say, probably, right? Maybe less than a decade.
It's weird because I worked at a CD store for 9 years, like all through high school and all through university. And you could like see how stuff changed, but like people still bought a lot of music, and records like LP sales started going up.
Yeah.
Like up. So people do still buy music, but yeah, it is way more common that people just download it on their phone. But it's definitely, this is how they're trying to combat that, is like if people are just going to download it, we might as well at least make it convenient for people to either stream it or get it on their phone really quickly. And my only issue with it is that like everybody's signing these exclusive contracts with different people. So like Kanye's on Spotify, Taylor's on Apple Music. She just got on Spotify though, but for a while she had the exclusive contract with Apple Music, so you could only get her on Apple Music. And then like all this other stuff, and apparently Jay-Z's on Tidal, and it's like,
who wants to pay for, like, is Tidal. I might be mistaken. Sure, I mean, he like owns it, and Kanye, like T-Lop came out on Tidal first, and then it came out on the rest of it. And like I don't really have a problem with that, but here's what they did, dude. They made it like Fwiz tweeted out like an example of this happening. So Fwiz signed up for Tidal the day 444 comes out. 444, Jay-Z's new album comes out.
Yeah.
And he downloads Tidal. He's all ready to go. He goes to listen to it, and it says, da-da-da-da-da, this is exclusive Sprint. I think it was Sprint. This is exclusive for Sprint customers, and you had to sign up before, like, a certain date or whatever.
That's stupid.
I know, and I'm like, bro, like, okay, I get it. Make your money. I mean, you're a billionaire or whatever.
Oh, you're asking me for me to illegally download your music is what you're asking.
You're literally like, hey, never mind, go buy this illegally. Or go get this illegally.
Go get this illegally,
So what ended up happening, and it's really odd how they handled it, but you can actually get it for free now. You don't even have to have Tidal. You just have to go to this certain URL. It's like 444.tidal.com or something like that. You go there and you put in the keyword sprint, and then you sign up, and then you can literally download it to your computer in a zip file. That's what I did. And but it's a shit show because it could have been done so much better. And I understand that like premium services, it supports the artist. Like not every artist is Jay-Z rich. You know, there's a lot of other great artists who are trying to make it and do their thing. And if people are pirating albums anyway, they might as well sign up for this place like Tidal and release their music to their fans that way. Because if you have a hardcore fan base, they will seek you out, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, they will.
So
they'll find you.
But they ended up releasing it kind of like for free type of thing. I mean, I got it for free and I got everything I wanted out of it.
There you go. It's a piss off for the people who like went out of the way to buy the service and then couldn't even get it from the service.
Yeah, it was really weird. And it was just, I mean, I just didn't understand that at all. Like I understand that I'm pretty sure there was a big deal between Tidal and Sprint where Sprint gave like so many, I should probably link to like an article below or something about it, but they gave like millions of dollars for like a third stake in the company. And so it's beneficial for both of them to do that, you know, but in the short term, like it doesn't really, like, are people really going to be signing up for Sprint over this? Or are people going to say, oh, I'll download Tidal and then, oh wait, I can't even get it. I mean, I got a Tidal free trial when Kanye's album came out because I really wanted to listen to it.
Yeah, there you go.
So, like, I don't know. I think it's really weird how they released it, but it's kind of like the norm now. Like, for instance, there's some people, like you said, that are tied to iTunes, and it comes out first on iTunes, and then it goes to Spotify and all these other places.
Yeah.
And I totally get it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. I still just buy albums off iTunes. I'm weird.
You still don't? Or
I do. Like, I literally buy albums on iTunes, and I like it so I can, like, make a playlist and listen to it offline. I don't need the internet. And I hate it. And, like, apparently you can listen offline now if you make playlists.
Playlists and then download them. But no, I buy records and they come with digital downloads usually. Like, I still buy a lot of physical music. I'm trying to slow down because I'm just trying to cut down on the amount of stuff I have. But it's, like, a very new thing that I've started buying things on iTunes because I'm like, I want to support the artist, but I'm trying to cut down on the amount of things I own or this and that. So I just...
But then you hear like, well, if Apple Music is $10 a month, why would you buy a $12 album or whatever? Why don't you just buy the streaming?
It supports the artist more. For me, it supports the artist more.
Yeah, that's what I agree with. Like if I have an artist that I really like I love Lady Gaga. I have all her music legally. Like I bought it. I'm a stan, okay? I think she deserves it. I think that anyone that you really like to listen to, and if you can't, like, I'm not saying everyone can afford to buy all the music that they listen to. Obviously, that's psychotic. But, like, I shouldn't say psychotic, but it's out of the realm of possibility for, like, a lot of people.
I was psychotic. Yeah. I started working at a music store when I was 16, and I've been working since I was 15. I literally spent my entire paychecks on CDs. Like, I had 600 CDs at one point.
Damn. What'd you do with all of them? Did you sell
I sold a lot of them. I sold a lot of them to, like, a garage
sale. You seem like the type of chick that would have a garage sale.
No, I took them to the local CD store, or they sell vinyl and used CDs and stuff, and I let them buy it, and I took store credit, and then I bought more records.
Dude, I regret it so much. So a lot of these albums that I bought when I was a teenager, when I did work at McDonald's, like a bunch of like Tupac CDs and like Eminem CDs. One time, it was a little later in my teens when I was a little more on the struggle bus, and I was like, I don't need these CDs. They're all downloaded to my computer anyway.
No,
so I went to the pawn shop, and I pawned off like 15 or 20 CDs, and I regret it to this day. Fuck.
Oh, that sucks. Because I used to do that. This same store, I used to like take anything I didn't think I was going to listen to anymore, take it there for credit, and just buy new CDs.
Damn,
and like sometimes I would regret, like
I've cycle, dude.
There's some things that I would rebuy a lot. Like I would go through, like I went through my hardcore punk phase, so I was too cool for Sum 41 and like just certain bands, so I traded them all in, and then I was like, damn it, I need them back, so I would go back and get them again.
They loved you at that store.
Oh yeah, they still love me there. They still love me.
They know. They're like, she's trapped in the cycle. Get her.
Exactly.
Get her. Yeah. I don't know. I just think it was really weird. I thought it was really weird how they released it. I thought it was really weird how it later came out for free. It just made it seem like never mind about all that. Or maybe that was a plan all along. I don't know. But it seemed like a quick pivot away from the fuckery that was happening.
Yeah, I know, right? Just very quick. Very like, okay, reverse.
And now I saw, I was just talking to Amanda about this before we started. I'm trying to be a little more educated on the things we talk about. I don't, because there's some things where I'll just say, or I'll just mistakenly get like a name wrong. Like when I said Ulysses S. Grant owned slaves.
As you were saying that, I was like, I feel like that's not right, but I'm not American.
You should call me out on it, dude. Help me out, Amanda.
I'm sorry.
Be like, Ashley, that's
like,
wrong.
we don't learn about that stuff super in detail in Canada. So, like,
apparently neither
we learn about the Civil War, but we don't learn about the specific people too. And I was like, I feel like this information is wrong, but I'm not going to call out the American on American history.
While I was saying it, I was unsure. I knew I got names mixed up somewhere. But yeah, there's like a lot of stuff where I'll say, and I'm like, damn, that was really, like, I don't know enough about the topic to say that. Yeah. So I don't even know where I was going with this while I was saying it. Oh, I saw a headline that said Kanye West is leaving Tidal because of a disagreement over money.
Oh.
Which is really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He seems like he'd be the type to do that.
I thought Taylor Swift was on Tidal. Or was she always on Apple Music?
No, she's Apple Music because she was one who threw the big stink because Apple didn't want to pay up enough, and she was like fighting for smaller creators to get enough money or something, but then everybody just called her selfish because it seemed like she was just fighting for herself to get more money, and I was like, I feel like that's really more her legal team. But
no, yeah, that's their job to do.
That's their job to do. But either way, yeah. So she was Apple Music, and then she just got put on Spotify. So I don't think she was Tidal because she even does the Apple Music commercials, like those really, really, really funny ones where she like falls off the treadmill.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny. It's like her and Drake, right?
Yeah, because Drake listens to Taylor Swift, and then Taylor's listening to Drake. I love it.
It's cool.
So good.
I like shit like that. I think if I had to pick, I'd pick Apple Music, but I'm still stuck in the buying albums of people that I like.
Oh yeah, same. Thing. Because I don't stream. I never stream music, so there's really no point for it. I do when I stream. When I stream, I sometimes use a streaming service, but that's about it.
Yeah, same. I use like Pandora, but I like the idea of I was thinking about getting Spotify because I really like the idea of like creating certain playlists, but apparently you can do that with Apple Music too. So
yeah, you can. And you can even make Genius playlists. So if you buy an album or you put a handful of songs on it and you're like, okay, I want things that are like this, it'll like find songs or albums that are similar to that or that other people that have bought all that stuff with the Genius thing. So if you're lazy or looking for new music, you just pick a handful of things and it'll pick other things that are similar to that you don't already have on your playlist.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Plus, I don't even want to get Tidal because when Lady G releases stuff, I'm pretty sure she puts it on iTunes.
She puts it on iTunes.
Tidal. Because she's with Interscope, and I'm pretty sure like that's where they all go. iTunes. Yeah. So anyway, let us know what you guys think. Tidal, lame, cool. Make a mistake, not make a mistake. Are they going to pull out of this?
Yeah.
It seems, it does definitely seem like a work in progress. But it seems like it could be good. I mean, it seems like the music industry's answer to modern times.
They're working on it. They're making their hustle.
Speaking of modern times, this YouTube couple, I hope you know the name of them. Because
I don't. I don't. Because I try not to learn the names of... Okay, I don't want to make fun of somebody who's dead, but I was going to say I try not to learn the names of really stupid people.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're dumb or if they're naive or both. They're very young. Okay.
They're not young.
They are. They look young. I saw her picture. She looks like she's 19 tops. And so did the kid. The guy.
It's still too old to do that unless you're like 7. And 7 is with the age where it starts to not be.
So here's what happened. There was this YouTube couple. They like vlogged and shit.
They were 19 and 22.
Dude, I knew she was 19 sort of bad. Yeah. Or she the 22-year-old.
She was the 19-year-old. He was 22.
It's probably pretty good that I can ID a woman's facial features and understand how old she is.
So
some
I don't
people
know if
don't.
No, I know. Some people are really bad at it.
People are like, damn, that girl's hot. And then you're like, she's 14.
I know. And I'm like, that's why I said, if you were trying to get with people on the internet, 2 pieces of government-issued ID before you do anything, people.
Yes. And a hair sample.
A hair sample. But yeah, her name was Mona Lisa Perez, and his name was Pedro Ruiz. Well, her name is Mona Lisa. His name was
So
Pedro.
Here's what she did. If you haven't heard about it yet, you probably have.
They did. They did. Because it was a combined effort. It wasn't like she came up with this idea. So
I mean, all right. So she's shot a Desert Eagle, which I believe to be a 9mm bullet. I don't know. Don't hate me if I'm wrong. It might be bigger.
Yeah.
But she shot... I mean, like, very close. They were standing very close. And he was holding an encyclopedia to his chest. And she shot him. And I guess the assumption was that the book would stop the bullet and he would live. And they recorded this. as a
it was a 50 caliber.
It was a 50 caliber. Okay, because I've read that they have 50 cal Desert Eagles.
Yeah, it said the gun, a gold Desert Eagle .50 caliber pistol.
All right, first of all, who the fuck's gun is that? Because you know it's not one of theirs.
Nope, he said he owned it legally. It was legal for Mr. Ruiz to own it.
So how does he acquire that and not understand
as far as
they
know. They said as far as they know it was legal for him to have acquired it.
Oh, I'm sure it was legally acquired, but is it his?
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
How
it's America, Ashley.
How do you... Okay, this is not the gun's fault, Amanda. This is the stupid people's fault.
I know it's the stupid people's fault, but you're saying, how did he have it? And I'm like, he had it because he walked into Walmart.
No, I'm not saying how did he have it. You gotta let me finish. How does he have this piece of artillery?
Okay.
And not understand its strength. If you shoot that thing one time at a range, you know, wow, that is powerful.
There's literally videos of it going through like 15 phone books from further away. Like, it literally would have taken a 2-second YouTube search to figure out what would have happened if somebody got shot with... She would have had to have been like 50 yards away.
Any amount of research or use of the weapon would, I assume, make him or her understand that that is a bad idea.
Yeah, but
like, I don't know if they were... Here's my thought. If they were going for the clickbait YouTube video style, did they think that maybe they could, like, pretend shoot it? Like, what if the chamber was empty?
That's not what she's saying. She's literally... Like, they've literally just been saying that they didn't think...
What? She said we didn't think the bullet would go through.
Like,
and it's all recorded, right? She has the video of it happening. Jesus Christ, he died instantly. I'm assuming.
I hope he died instantly.
I mean, that's a big ass bullet. That thing whizzes by your arm, and your arm comes off. Yeah. That's crazy.
Ugh.
I feel very bad. I mean, I shouldn't, like you were saying, like they're dumb and that's why this happened. I totally agree. But I still feel bad because
I feel terrible.
They're in this like
life
YouTube
is now ruined because they thought it for some YouTube fame.
His life is over. His family's life has changed for the worse. Her her life is changed for the worse. Like, there's no win there, obviously. But it's just crazy. Like, I just don't understand what led to that, other than, I guess, just pure ignorance to how powerful the gun was.
Yeah,
and maybe like, I don't want to blame it on like YouTube culture, but everything is turning into this like,
what's the most ridiculous thing we can do that is going to get us the most views?
Exactly.
It's like all the cliff divers, like that dude who ended up actually breaking his legs, but because they jump off cliffs when then they're filming themselves and they're like this far away from the rocks, but then they end up in the water. Damn. Like that dude, like the free jumping people. It's like
those dudes are wild.
Yeah, I know.
Do you feel like they'd be wild without a camera though? I feel like those people are just like, let's see how close to death I can get. This shit's exciting.
I think those are the type of people that were doing it no matter what, and then we're like, hey, might as well make some money.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's crazy, though. I feel bad for her. I mean, I shouldn't feel bad for a stupid decision, I guess.
No, but I feel bad that, like, it was clearly, like, she's now in, compliance with involuntary manslaughter, even though it was like one of these things that both of them were okay with, and it just happened to be really effing stupid. But at the same time, you can't let somebody off for being stupid, but they've done that before. They've done that with people who have like that. What was it? I can't even remember his name, but the kid who did all that really messed up stuff, and they were like, no, the way he was raised, he wouldn't know any better.
The affluenza teen.
Yeah, there
we
go, affluenza
the kid who like drove super wasted and killed like a family.
Yeah, and then he just literally escaped to Mexico with his mom.
I feel like that's different from that, though.
It is, but it's just more. That's what I mean.
Like just willful ignorance, right? That's just like, hey, I'm a total fucking idiot.
But he didn't get charged is the thing. And now this is that she's probably going to go to jail for involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, she was like manslaughter 2 that she's up against.
Yeah, which is...
I mean, they have video and she's admitting it, so...
But at the same time, he's also very open about the fact that he wanted to do it. So I feel like that should definitely come in. But it's like, how much does stupidity get you out of a situation? I feel like she shouldn't go away as if she... because involuntary manslaughter can also be driving recklessly and killing somebody. So you didn't mean to kill them, but because you were being an idiot, you killed somebody. But this was like a mutual decision where both parties. Yeah,
I wonder if beforehand he turns to the camera and is like, "Hello, I am completely okay with this. I'm about to die." Like, does he even? It's just crazy to me that he could not even have an ounce of thought before of like, oh shit, this could kill me or seriously injure me.
The book was only 1.5 inches thick. It wasn't even one of these like massive encyclopedias. It was literally just like this big.
Man,
maybe like that big, I guess.
Where they got that from. It feels like we're almost missing a fact because that just seems like you have to be like 4 years old to not think that that's going to hurt them.
I just think that they were that dumb. Like, honestly, I think they were that dumb. And I think it's like their channel started growing so quickly.
Oh, were they like getting really popular?
They were. And like the family literally called him their little... Yeah, well, the family literally calls him their little daredevil or something, apparently. So like that's... So it's like a known thing. Like he was specifically continuously upping the ante. And I get it. When you see the numbers go up and up and up, you're like, okay, I got to keep doing the exact same thing, but better.
And I hate to say that, like, blame it on being young, because they definitely should have known better. But when you're young, you really literally think you're untouchable. Like, until, like, family and friends around you start passing, you don't truly understand how fragile and valuable life is until it gets taken away from, like, family members or, like, someone you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, I remember when I was young, like 19, I thought I was untouchable as well. I didn't go, like, shooting Desert Eagles at people.
No, but you don't realize that.
I took way bigger risks that I would never take now. And also, I think that's partially because the brain isn't even fully developed.
It's not until you're 25.
Yes, exactly. And I'm pretty sure the part that isn't all the way developed is the part that sees, like,
it's a lot of your frontal lobe, which has to do with impulse control and things like that.
And so, like understanding consequence.
Yeah. And then obviously your hormones are still kind of like,
I'm crazy.
Yeah. Like it's not to say that risk taking is not a good idea. Like sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit, you know, no guts, no glory. But there's a difference between making a risk, say, for example, me impulse buying a ticket to Anaheim or, you know, approaching people about filming events or something, because that's like, you know, a risk and maybe a financial loss.
Putting yourself out there a little bit.
Putting yourself out there and making the risk as in like, no one's going to catch me driving drunk. Like there's a difference. Don't do that. Don't drive drunk. Don't shoot guns at people because you think nothing's going to happen. Like don't play Russian roulette. Like don't do these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I still feel bad, even though it's obviously stupid choices. And I really do feel like we're missing something. There's got to be more
There might be something they haven't said or put out publicly yet, but by the sounds of it, like
any amount of handling that weapon or research would quickly make you understand that that is not going to end well.
Yo, playing a quick round of MWR lets me know that that ain't going to end well.
Right? Like
I digitally know that that's a mistake. You know?
Like that's a huge. I don't know why I even called it a 9mm. I think they actually do make 9mm Desert Eagles. I might be mistaken. That's a MiDNiTE fact. But if you're saying it's a 50 cal one, because they definitely make those as well.
Caliber. It was a 50 caliber Desert Eagle.
That's like a bullet.
That's a bullet.
You might as well be firing a missile at them. I'm exaggerating, obviously,
but it's pretty bad.
It's just crazy.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Speaking of pretty bad, let's talk about supply drops. That's all we have for that portion. I'm just kidding.
I really love that you're great at transitions, Ashley.
Dude, I'm working on them. Do you think they're
great.
Good or are they cringe?
No, they're funny. I like it. Never change.
You guys be the judge in the comments.
I like it.
So I'm talking about this because Michael Condrey, the big M Cons. That's a horrible nickname, M Cons.
M Cons.
Michael Condrey's the man, the myth, the legend. He's actually a very cool guy. I've met him in person a couple times. He's very nice.
Nice.
But he did an AMA on Reddit, on the Call of Duty subreddit.
Okay.
And we found out a lot of information, but the most important information that I personally took from it and the most information that was discussed on social media was supply drops, customization, weapon variants, all that type of stuff in Call of Duty World War II, because that's obviously really important. He says, and they've said this before, not Sledgehammer, but like Treyarch has said, like there's going to be no statistic changing things in supply drops.
Yeah, which
I guess was true, actually. Technically, like they said cosmetic items only, no stat changing things, but then they released weapons, which really pissed people off.
Oh, I hate the melee weapons with a passion.
I do too.
Ugh.
I mean, they're very easy to kill, but they're a little harder to kill in the jetpack CODs.
They are. Like, people just keep sliding at me and hitting me over the head with things. I'm like, why?
Yeah. In Boots on the Ground, like when MWR released the melee weapons, it just became easier to kill some folks because it's actually very hard to knife in that game. But So they're saying, at least for COD World War II, and I hope I don't get anything wrong because I'm just taking it from my memory.
Yeah.
But there's going to be no weapon variants like there were in Advanced Warfare or like in Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to unlock things via collections and stuff like that, kind of like MWR. So if you guys are familiar with the MWR system, it's actually pretty cool. Like I've been for the MWR system. I didn't particularly like that they put weapons in the game because I just view it like, even though it's not Modern Warfare, obviously it's a completely different beast. Like they've added so much stuff to it. But I think they had to do that. Like if they left it just how it was, a reskinned version of Modern Warfare, a month or two after it comes out, people are bored. Everyone's using an M16. Everyone's using an MP5 or P90. Like, it's just...
Yeah, no, I get it.
...stale. So they add these things to keep it fresh, and they do these events, and they're, like, changing the maps, which I just think is really cool. I feel like they've done, like, a killer job with that this year.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job.
I like it. As a fan of that game, the original, and just a fan of Call of Duty in general, I really like what they've done.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for... It sounds like they're doing a similar system in World War II. But apparently there is going to be variants, but they're only going to be cosmetic changes to the guns.
Which I like. I like cosmetic changes. I like being able to customize things in like fun ways like that. I just don't want it to like add all these special powers to the gun.
Yeah, I don't want like faster headshot. Or it's basically like a free attachment on the gun.
Yeah.
I dislike that. I don't want it in a supply drop especially. But they've done a pretty good job. I think as long as whatever they use, like for instance, Modern Warfare Remastered uses like skulls, IW uses salvage, these little things that you can use towards unlocking them. You can only get them from supply drops, I believe, in Modern Warfare Remastered. But they have ways, maybe if they add like challenges, you get like 50 skulls or whatever. You can find a new way to get those so that even you don't have to buy supply drops as much. Obviously, buying supply drops will accelerate your experience, but as long as they balance the weapons or whatever they're putting in there, I don't mind it at all. I don't think even the weapons that they've added to MWR are very powerful. Like, for instance, the only gun I've got is the Intervention because it didn't really just support the idea of the other ones. And it's significantly, like, not as good as the M40 or the Bear 50 cal.
Yeah, which is... Yeah,
like it's just kind of like a fun to use weapon, right?
Because it feels nice. It feels nice. It's got that you know, the nostalgia factor going for it and stuff. Everybody likes the Intervention.
I mean, it doesn't even. It looks more like an MSR from MW3, and I think it might just be the field of view. Because remember, like when you're holding an Intervention in Modern Warfare 2, the scope is like right to your face almost.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But like this is like you're kind of more far back, so it's kind of weird. But I don't know. I'm supportive of it. The one thing that makes me a little nervous and is making everyone else a little nervous. Michael Condrey talked about like the fact that there's women and like black soldiers fighting on both sides in multiplayer. He commented that, you know, single player is going to be like historically accurate and multiplayer is like a personalized experience, which is exactly what we said.
It should be. Yeah,
like
exactly.
Before.
Yeah,
so,
which it should be.
I agree with that. I think it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But this made me a little bit nervous because they said, or he said that they want the look and the feel of like the customization to be, you know, as close to like it was, like military uniforms and like World War II style. At launch. He specifically said at launch.
At launch.
So what does that mean, Amanda? That means after launch, shit could possibly get crazy. We could have gingerbread back.
We could. No gingerbread man.
You know what's actually kind of sad is do you know why the gingerbread man was in Advanced Warfare?
Wasn't that because there was like somebody with a disability and they made it for him?
Yeah, it was like a Make-A-Wish that he could customize a Call of Duty thing, and he chose a gingerbread man, and even like the frosting spells out his name, I think.
I know.
Something like it spells out his name.
Yeah, I didn't actually hate the gingerbread. I didn't
either. I thought it was kind of cute.
It fits the game, honestly. It fits the tone of everything.
There was crazier stuff in Advanced Warfare, and I don't want World War II to get that crazy though. Like it's starting to dawn on me how challenging it may be for them to customize.
Make money.
Well, yeah, to bring out new content that's custom. Yeah. I think, and I just keep like talking it up. I just think Modern Warfare Remastered's done a great job though. Like the camos and the kits, I think that distinguishes the weapons in a really cool way.
Yeah, because you can get like you can get brush steel kits or you know like dope. Blacked out kits and stuff. So
yeah, it's super cool. And all the camos are like, there's a couple that are a little crazy, but they all fit the modern theme, right? And
yeah,
they're not
exactly.
too bright. They're cool looking. They're designed uniquely. They're very cool. So I think it's possible for them to have a lot of customized content in World War II.
Yeah.
But just how crazy are they going to get? And if they do eventually put weapons in the supply drops, or hopefully it'll be like Modern Warfare Remastered. Like, I literally just, you know, I could have grinded to get the whatever gun I wanted in Modern Warfare Remastered. You could literally unlock anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You can buy supply drops to accelerate the process, or you can just play and open supply drops that way.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
Which is good. Which is dope. Good. I like that. Which you need both, I think.
Yes, I agree. I think that they, but and the weapons can't be too good. You know, they just have to be fun to use.
because then it's just unfair.
Yeah, then it is really pay to win system. Yes. So I don't know. It's a thin line, and it's been what, like 3 or 4 years since Call of Duty introduced supply drops. Yeah. Obviously, they're here to stay, but they've refined the system now to hopefully the most beneficial for the player base, beneficial for Activision. Yeah. And for the studio, because I wonder how much of like the stuff in Advanced Warfare, even some of the other Call of Duties where it's like so crazy, like I wonder how much the studios actually want that stuff in their game.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just kind of like a double-edged sword. They have to take it and they have to work with it. Yeah. Like, they get more funding and, you know, that's Activision's call. Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Worse. But it sounds like, and maybe like, it just sounds a little different now because when Black Ops 3 came out, there was a very big worry because they were right after Advanced Warfare, right? Yeah. So there was a very big worry that they were going to have variants too, and they were all asking them, and they really didn't come out with anything except for like in an interview or like in passing or in some kind of like off-the-record talk, like they were like cosmetic only. Yeah. And then, boom, that's not what it was. It was like weapons in the supply drops. And that system is broken fundamentally because you have people like Pomage who really wanted the new DSR or whatever that came out in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, the DBSR.
Yeah, you know. And he spent like $800 trying to get it out of this.
I still haven't got that.
And the longer that the game's lifespan goes on, the more stuff there is, the harder it is to get stuff. With Modern Warfare Remastered, there's different like kinds of supply drops. There's like the lion one, the wolf one, the whatever they're calling them.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying the entire time BO3 was the thing. I was like, they either need to like charge more for something that guarantees you a weapon, like charge more COD points or more keys that you've grinded for that guarantees you a weapon, or they need to just make them drop faster, because I did not get a single weapon in BO3 until last month. Somebody was finally like, you have a bunch of keys that you haven't used. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of got over that. And I literally got my first weapon, and it was one of the snipers, and it was the one that sounds like a pea shooter.
It's purely random. And they did add some stuff. They did like the triple play thing where you'd have to do this long drawn out challenge. It was like based on wins or something. And you could instantly get a weapon, like more stuff like that, like more challenges, more things that make people entice them to play. Yeah, I really like this, like they're doing the Call of Duty Days of Summer event right now, so it's like themed stuff. So they've got different maps coming out for it. Like that's the type of stuff they need to do. That gets people engaged. I'm like the hardcore Call of Duty player, right? Yeah. And I've been floating around playing other games because it's a slow time of year for COD right now. But when they do stuff like that, it entices me to come back.
Yeah. Even like prop hunt and stuff makes me want to be like, oh, okay, I'll get on MWR again. You know, prop hunt.
And I think, and they actually just released MWR as a standalone.
Yeah, they did.
It's $40. So. Without the DLC maps. So you'd have to pay like 10 or 15 more bucks or whatever it is to get those too. But I don't know. They're trying to make money, which I get. But there are some people that are pissed about that. I've just had it, you know, obviously with IW. Because I felt like, man, imagine if IW came out without MWR.
Whew. Whew.
There would have been like riots.
Whew. There would have been riots. It's just like I actually don't even hate Infinite Warfare as much as some people do.
I like it. I shouldn't say that because I have 10 hours played since launch.
Like it's the maps that I don't like, and some of the maps are really good, but overall, like some of the guns feel nice. Like they've got good solid guns. It really comes down to a map issue.
Some of the maps I like, and some of the maps I really hate. Passionately.
Yeah, exactly. That's
what I mean.
am
like not fond of the weapons. I'm not.
I like some of them.
Fond of.
I don't like the specialist things. That all annoys me. There's too much.
Yeah, there's too many different variations to those. There's
different classes.
There's
and
a Twitch clip of me like There's a guy outside of a doorway, so I slide to kill him, and I start to shoot him, and he's very weak, and he uses this ability that I'm pretty sure it's the one where you go into another dimension, and he can't shoot back at me, but he literally just disappears.
Yep.
So he disappears on my screen. I look around for him to come back. He doesn't, so I just left the game and got off the game.
Houdini.
Don't like that stuff. I really just, I don't know. I feel bad for IW though, because I just think that came out at the wrong time. I think if it came out before Black Ops 3, it would have been much more well received.
Yeah.
And
I think they could have, but there's so much that they did wrong. I honestly think if IW came out before BO3 and then BO3 came out, people wouldn't be as angry because BO3 would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Well, they're a little too similar, too. Like, Advanced Warfare to Black Ops 3 is like, you're playing two completely different games.
It's true, yes. And I like that because I actually really don't dislike Advanced Warfare either, if I'm being honest.
It's not bad. It just, the movement got old. It's a little clunky for me.
Yeah, that's valid.
Like, if you play it and then you play Black Ops 3, you realize how much smoother and more, like, fluid
that's true.
Black Ops 3's movement is.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So, I don't know. That's my thing on supply drops. I know you're all going to say, oh, MiDNiTE, you've worked with Activision in the past. Of course you're going to say supply drops are good.
Where's that World War II jacket you got, Ashley?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Why are they sending you stuff and why do they fly you to record things? So I guess I should just preface this by saying that, yes, I have like worked with them in the past and maybe possibly will in the future.
But I have not.
But Amanda has not, and they, as much as people want to think that I am paid by Activision, I'm not. The only thing they pay for is like my travel expenses, and you're like, well, yeah, but then you just say nice things, so you keep getting invited to those events. Like, I think I've proven my track record as a person and a person on YouTube and Twitch that like I'm not gonna do stuff that I don't like. Like, I obviously don't show you guys all the emails I get and all the stuff that I get proposed to do. I've been offered ridiculous amounts of money to play or do things that I don't like, and so I don't do them. I don't show that on my channel, obviously, of me saying no to that stuff. But just to let you know, I try to keep it legit, and I'm just a COD fan. Like, I'm a Call of Duty fan, so obviously I'm going to enjoy when
and wish for the best,
stuff
you know?
right. Yeah, like I want it to. When Call of Duty does well, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know.
Trust me, I've never gotten a single dollar from Activision Call of Duty. They ain't flying me out anywheres. And the other thing is they fly out people who trash talk their games regularly just to be like, okay, we want your opinions now.
Well, you know, I think it's important to, when the game, like the game right now, World War II, like it's important to get as many hands on it as possible as early as they can, because it helps them. With the development
as much as they can do, you know?
Yeah. And that's why, like, even last year was just so weird with IW. Like, it was weird from the get. It was weird from the trailer dislikes. It was weird that E3 didn't have playable multiplayer. They saved that till XP. And it just felt like, oh, well, maybe they're just not ready. Maybe it just
That's what, and honestly, the whole thing felt like it's almost like maybe they decided somewhere in the middle that they were going to try to, like, step back, and then they're like, nope, we got to keep going. We got to keep going.
I don't know what, I can't say what happened or not with it because I have
no idea.
But it was definitely different from the Black Ops 3 and AW. And even like the beta for Black Ops 3 was in late August.
Yeah. And it was smooth too. It worked well. Yeah, it was a good beta. Whereas like IW, I literally streamed for like 45 minutes with the loading screen. Because just trying to get it to go in.
It's a mess to roll the beta out.
Oh, I know.
But
I know.
Like, I don't know. It just feels different this year. It feels like last year was really weird, and this year it could be better. And maybe now IW, I think that if we're thinking of the future of Call of Duty, I think Infinite Warfare surely has learned a lot.
Yes.
I should say Infinity Ward. I call them
Infinity
their
Ward.
game's title.
It gets very confusing.
It just gets confusing, but I think it's dope how the game like literally reflects the studio's name. I think it's cool. But I think they, tucked their heads after this year, not in embarrassment, but just in like understanding of what to do different next time. Or there is some stuff that's good about the game that they can say, yeah, let's keep it this way. Like there's the way that the game plays is really smooth.
Yeah.
And I'm already going to get, I already know I'm going to get comments. MiDNiTE, you're a sellout. I mean, I streamed IW like a week or two ago for like a few hours just because I wanted to change up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I got like tweets like, no way, she's getting paid to play this. Like, she's been playing Black Ops 3 all year and now she's playing this. You're dumb if you don't think she's getting paid.
Switch it up.
I know, and I'm like, bro, you really think that on the horizon of World War II, and like they've literally stopped anything with IW except for the DLC that's going to come out. You think that they're putting their money for me to stream IW for like 200 people? Like, what world do you live on? Like, they're not.
Exactly. No,
like, they're not.
They're really not. They're really, really not.
It was crazy. So, anyway, no, I'm not paid by Activision to say nice things. I just love Call of Duty, and I think as a super fan of their franchise, that's how I get invited to stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
There's no, I mean, if they would like to pay me, I would like it because I like Call of Duty, right? So,
but you know, it's not happening.
Yeah, no.
And you would be sure to disclose that information.
No, you legally would have to disclose that. So
yeah, you legally
have to. Yeah. Watch your butt. You gotta watch your butt on YouTube. We're gonna do. I have no idea how to segue to this, Amanda. So I'm gonna just do it. The 13 reasons why we're bringing this up because we talked about this show on a previous episode. I believe we put it in the title, so you'd be able to easily find it if you look at the playlist.
Yes.
So we talked about everything we thought about the show and everything like that because it's really controversial at the time and now because it seemingly now is coming out that, well, you explain because you are better at explaining.
All right. So basically, recently, two separate families have come forward in California because their daughters that did not know each other, but they both live in California, both killed themselves within 4 days of each other in April.
So did they go to the same school or literally?
No, it's not saying. It's literally just both people in California and they didn't know each other, but it's just that the families probably heard of one another and like kind of got together. And it was both basically the only correlating factor was that they had both recently watched the show and they had mentioned that at least one of them had definitely battled depression. So it was known issues. There were known issues here. It wasn't like out of the blue these kids just like killed themselves. There was known issues.
How old were they again?
One of them almost turned 16 and I think the other one was 16.
God, that's so young. Like,
yeah,
I know
so
when you're
young.
16 you think I'm 16 now. Like I'm
but everything,
old, but trust me, you're not.
You're not. And then like everything's so intense then, like absolutely everything. Like your misery is intense, your happiness is intense. Like everything you're feeling is amplified when you are in high school. So like it's a lot of go in that. So basically the families, they're not even, I don't think they're suing the show. They're literally just trying to petition to have the second season not made. And I almost agree with that. Not necessarily from like the standpoint here, but I've always said that they shouldn't make a second season of it because it looks like they're going for like a school shooter angle. And I feel like they should have just left it alone. And I don't know. You know, there's tons of shows out there that deal with suicide issues and school shootings, like shows like Degrassi and Skins and stuff have dealt with all sorts of that kind of stuff. But it's like that's the purpose of the show. This is almost like these self-contained series that get super into one person's head for like 10 to 13 episodes. And it just gets so wrapped. So I just don't see, like, I feel like they should have just left it alone after that. I think they should have ended the last season better. Or the first season better, and then just left it alone. I feel
like I don't want to spoil the show in case you haven't watched it, although it has been out for a little while now.
April.
But the show's creator, in an interview, or one of the show's creator, I should say, just the guy, but he said it doesn't glorify suicide in his opinion, and I just disagree. I think that the way that they illustrated the problems the main character had and everything that happened to her, they illustrated it in an entertaining way, but at the end of the day she still killed herself, and it feels like they glorified it up until the final episode where they actually show her. They literally, it's a very graphic scene, they show her doing it, and that's really when it's like, damn. But the 11 episodes or whatever it was before that was just kind of like this melodramatic, like, this is why and it's your fault, and shifting blame, and really weird. And then like the last couple episodes just amp it up, like instantly just amp up.
And it's like I feel like they don't necessarily touch on like the mental illness side of things enough for it. And it's mixed because I think I mentioned this last time, is that seeing that scene when it happens, like the mom walks in and seeing the mom's reaction to what her daughter, and like if I've heard this from other people too, is like seeing that would instantly make me not want to do it because I can't imagine somebody having to walk in on me in that situation, or I can't imagine doing that to my family. I can't imagine doing that to my friends. So I know some people who saw that and were like, that really helped me give my head a shake. But there are other people that are like, this is the worst possible thing you could show teenagers that are dealing with depression. This is the worst possible thing you could do. And I'm just left really in the middle because I don't necessarily think that, like, it's the same argument when people say that video games make people do violent acts. I think it's like, certain people are in certain headspaces and then they seek out content that they can sympathize with. It's like when you're depressed, you look for sad songs. When you're like really happy, you like to listen to upbeat music, and vice versa. You try to wallow in whatever feeling you're having. And I feel like if these girls were dealing with mental illness, I don't want to say that a show would have had the power to push them over the edge. It could be a contributing factor, but I'm left super conflicted. Super conflicted.
Well, I think part of it is their age. I think that when you're that young.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being that young and I was going through some stuff. Like, I would do what you said. Like, I would listen to super sad music and surround myself with sad things I was really going through it. And you think that maybe that stuff, like, will help you because it's a way to reflect yourself and how you're feeling.
Then usually you just end up in this bigger pit of misery.
Yeah, like, you can't get out and you're like, this really sucks. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know, something's got to change. And I think that, like, you know, if you're suicidal, I don't know enough about it to say that a show can or can't tip you one way or the other. But I do think that I don't think the show is to blame, but I do think they could have done things better in describing how to get help and making it it's a final thing. Like suicide really is that's final. I don't think that when you're young, especially, you realize that. Like you said earlier, like how until you know people who've passed away and seen how that affects others, like it's so fucking sad. Like
it is.
Those people that feel so helpless and empty that's their answer. That's the only thing they're like, well, what else to do? Well, I guess
and then some people are like, I'm so depressed, and then at least this way I make a mark. Like people will remember me because I'm going to be the one who committed suicide, and that's so sad that people think that way, and they do. But I get how the parents are feeling, because I remember I was telling you about this. Like there was this movie called 13, which is all about this real, like her name's Nikki Reed. It's all about, like, she helped write it and stuff. And she's in it, and it's kind of like about her life. And it's super dramatic. Like, you know, there's a bunch of like, you know, teenagers using drugs, like self-harm, like literally just totally falling apart. And
super
I remember
edgy stuff.
Yeah, it's like, and it's really dark and it's really well done. But it's just, I remember I would watch it, and I was a teenager. I would go through depression. I would be very depressed, very down, very reserved. Like it was a very quick flip in my life that I went from being this very happy kid to being reserved, because there was like a bunch of stuff going on that I didn't want to tell my mom about. So I just like totally kind of shut in on myself. So I was watching this kind of movie, and it made my mom nervous, because she was like, I feel like that's might influence you to do things. Like, I feel like you might I'm going to come home and you're going to be cutting yourself or something. So like, I can understand why a parent would want to like seek some kind of exterior blame.
Oh, dude, for sure.
But it's like,
I mean, they've got to be crushed, you know, and they're looking for like a reason, because, and I think even, it's super sad, but in my high school, we had someone commit suicide who was the son of one of the faculty members. So she was a teacher, and it was super hard, dude, because she was one of the most popular teachers. And she was just, you could see that she was like she was crying in class. And this was like a year later that she was still crying in class.
So hard. You're just surrounded.
Like, and she's talking about how she just didn't understand how she could have changed it.
And sometimes you can't, and people need to realize that sometimes it doesn't matter what you do or what you say. Some people are just in that dark of a place that they aren't able to see the light and aren't able to help themselves. Like sometimes there's literally nothing you can do.
They need help. They need professional help. And I know it's kind of this stigma right now of like, well, not right now, but just feels like
in general
ever. Yeah. Like there's this stigma of like, oh, well, what's wrong with you? You know, why aren't you happy? Why aren't you just be happy?
Why can't you just choose to be happy?
You live in the top 1% of people in the world who get to enjoy life every day, and you're this. Why? What's wrong with you? You know, and it's not that simple. Like there's serious like issues, and there's reasons why they happen, like chemical imbalances or just a slew of other things. So I think there's definitely ways to get help. And back to kind of the topic, because we're straying a little bit. I feel like the show could have done better in describing and showing that, and it could have done better, because it's kind of like a show. The show is just super melodramatic about it. I really didn't like that part.
It is.
Like they're like making it really not seem like as big of a deal as it is. Like some girl ended her whole life, you know?
I know. And like there's just all sorts of stuff in that show that was kind of weird, that how they dealt with certain things. And like,
I don't think I'm gonna watch a season 2.
I never wanted a season 2.
Unless they really change it in a way that has a better message. Do you think it's Like, do you think that the parents are right in trying to stop the second season?
I don't necessarily know if they're right for the reasons they're going for, but like, because we don't know what the second season is. I'm pretty sure it's a school shooting thing, and I just think that dedicating, you know, 12 to 13 episodes of a show to a school shooting and being in the mind of a school shooter is not a good idea, personally. But that's just.
I mean, it's hard to say if that's what they're going to do. The reason she thinks that is just because of something we see at the end of the first season.
They set it up, and everybody's been talking about it. So it's
really
because obviously they can't go with the same girl because that's like it's done. You know,
I was assuming they were going to do like a completely different school.
Nope, they're not. They're going on with they literally left that on such a cliffhanger that it's picking up right from where that left off. And it's like I just wanted to see the court case. I really thought that the last episode was going to be them going to court or something and like having some kind of like meaningful change, being like, look, you know, when things are bad, you can do things. Like there's ways you can go through the legal system when bad things happen to you. There are ways that you can reach out to people. Like, I get it.
There wasn't enough of that.
No, they really beefed. Like, I get it. All they really showed was how much she felt like she had nowhere to go to and that she was a burden. So they showed all the negatives without showing that there could have been a positive. And I feel like they put a little bit too much on the other people around her. Like, yes, she was being treated terribly and people were doing horrible things to her. But like the main character takes way more like blame in this situation that he really needed to. So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
the whole thing's
it's really weird. Like he puts it on himself. It's just really a weird show. I didn't perfectly like it. And I think that it's hard to perfectly cover those issues as well. Yeah. It is difficult for them to cover it in a way where it's real, but it's not offensive.
Yeah,
like it's difficult to do. So I'm not saying like the show's ass and the people who made it are horrible people. I'm just saying I feel like I disagree with how they portrayed certain elements. And I don't know, I'm not a fan of a season 2.
No, not at all.
Especially if it's even remotely similar to the type of stuff we saw in season 1. So meh. Yeah. I don't know. I feel very bad for those parents of the two girls because
my heart goes out to them so strongly. Because I can't imagine.
Like, I can't either, and it's just a really hard thing. And I don't know if it could be the show's fault. I don't know if it's them just reaching for someone to pin it on or something to pin it on.
Yeah, it is. Like I think it's a mix. I don't know. Sad. It's rough.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's, and maybe I'm wrong because this is a MiDNiTE stat, but I feel like there's more people who have gotten help with the system, and I feel like that needs to be showcased more in general in our society. I think that getting help shouldn't be seen as like a negative thing. It should be seen as good, and I think that, you know, we don't highlight it enough.
No, and honestly, I'm going to say this, get help while you are in high school because it is a lot easier. For real. Because there's more resources, there's more things at your disposal. Once you become an adult, it gets really hard to like book sessions with psychologists. Because like I actually went to school for psychology. Like it gets really hard to book appointments with psychologists because there's just not enough of them. And if you don't have like a doctor, like your own family doctor, like it's really hard to get the resources to find these people. But in high school, they are everywhere for you. And like I said, in Canada, there's like Kids Help Phone, there's a suicide prevention hotline, and all these different places. Like there are more resources for you that are like specifically geared at people under the age of 21. So like do it now. Like
do it so that you have an understanding of what you mean. Because I actually went through I don't consider myself suicide, or I didn't at the time when I was like 17, I think I was. I wasn't suicidal per se, but I was really going through a rough time. Like I was super, and I didn't know what to do. And so I told someone, and I said, I don't know what to do. I feel like I need help though, and I don't know what that means. Like, what do I do? Yeah. And so I told my mom, and I'm very lucky. I know not everyone's parents could react this way. I hope they would. But my mom said, oh my God, honey, I'll call whoever I gotta call. Yeah. We'll see what insurance, what does insurance say? Where do we gotta go? Let's get you there. Let's do it. Let's help you, And I realize not everyone is as fortunate as me to have a parent or a person in their life like that. Yeah. But it's possible. And I went when I was 17, and I worked with, I think she was just a social worker, actually. I don't think a lot of times they are a psychologist, but she helped me so incredibly much. Yeah. I thought all of my issues were like dealt with things that were happening in the present, but they weren't. They were actually things that had happened all throughout my childhood that I'm definitely not going to go into on the podcast. Yeah, but we rehashed this whole thing, and I didn't even and that's just in my example. That's just me. I can only say what happened to me, right? Yeah. So, but it helped me so incredibly much to the point where I wanted to be that lady. I wanted to be her. I was like, I want to do that. I want to help kids.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
It didn't end up working out because I know one of my best friends' dad is a psychologist, like an actual psychologist. Like he has the whole degree. It's like 8 years of school or whatever you have to do.
Yeah, I'm like one step away from that. So
yeah, you wild. So he would tell me about patients that he had and how difficult it can be.
It can get really difficult, and that's like one of the main reasons why I decided not to go that way, because like I get too emotionally involved in like people, like when people come to me with issues, like I have a really hard time separating that. So I know that I'd never be able to go home at the end of the day and not think about it.
That was exactly,
so I just try to help people in other ways.
That was exactly what happened to me. I have nothing but respect for professionals that can, and I'm sure that it's not everyone just leaves work at work. I mean, I'm sure they do think about it when they're at home.
They do, but some people are okay with that.
You literally almost have to connect with people in order to help them.
Oh, you do.
And so
you do.
It ended up not being for me, but there are people that it is for that are doing that, and I think that everyone can get help. So I know a lot of people I don't know why, but I've seen like the reactions to this stuff on the internet be like, oh, I don't want to hear about this, you big crybaby. Like, I just don't want to talk about it because I think it's important. I think mental health is important. I think getting help is important. I think realizing that you have value no matter how hurt you are.
Absolutely.
On the inside or outside, like you can get help, and it's important. And power down. Power down.
And on the other end of that, if you do feel like you're the type of person who wants to try helping people, you can volunteer at a lot of these places as like somebody who answers the phones. Like not everybody has to have professional training. Like I did a lot of stuff when I was in high school for the Kids Help Phone. I used to do like presentations for them stuff at high school. So like there's ways that you can help and get involved without having to actually go through an 8-year degree and do things like, I've worked crisis hotlines and stuff. Like you can help if you want.
Yeah, if you want to volunteer, if that is something that could maybe help you fulfill your life, or even just if you've been a person who struggled through stuff before, like you could be that person, kind of like I wanted to after, talking to the social worker for so long. And I think I went and saw her for like a year or two, and then I was like, oh, I feel fine, and I've liked her because a lot of times, a lot of these like psychologists, I shouldn't say all of them, but they really try medication as a first resort. The psychiatrists will use medication as kind of like, okay, well, let's get you on this and get you good to go. Let's find which one works. Which, I mean, I'm sure that stuff works for some people.
Some people need it because some people do have genuine chemical imbalances, but some people are just going through rough times. They need to work through their issues. They just need emotional support to know that like what they're feeling is normal and that you can get through it. Like not everybody needs to go on these medications because those like we don't really understand how they work. We just know that they do. So it's like, they have to like they'll switch your doses like 5 times before they find something that actually works, and like you might not need them. Like I feel like that's one of the biggest problems right now is that medications actually like overprescribed to a lot of people, which makes it harder for people who genuinely need it to get it.
I definitely agree there. And I think that I don't know, there's a lot to be said about just going through it and trying to work through your issues. Not just in a chemical way, but in a
and with somebody. It's also, you don't have to do it alone. Like even like you can find, if your guidance counselor sucks, sometimes there's teachers that are really good at talking too. Like you just got to find the support network, and they're there.
I'm sure they're all like trained to, like if a student comes to them and is like, "Yo, this is happening at home," or "This is happening with me. I need help." They're trained to like help you. That's what they're there for. So
I had a teacher that would sometimes just let me sit in her room even when it wasn't like I wasn't supposed to be there. Like I was supposed to be somewhere else because she just knew that there was like something going on. She was just like, you can stay. It's fine. Yeah. And like sometimes that helps. Sometimes that just helps.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I feel really, to go back to the topic, I feel really bad.
Yeah, I do. I feel I can't even begin to sympathize with them. So it's rough. It's really terrible.
I hate to end the podcast on such a sad note,
I
but
know,
maybe it doesn't have to be sad. I feel like we talked about can be positives in it.
Because if it helps somebody get help, then it's a positive, you know? Like, that's the thing. Like, if just one person is like, okay, you know what? Like, maybe I do need to go get help, or I do need to talk to somebody, or, oh, look, there are other options for me here. Like, it doesn't all have to be, I don't have to, basically, a lot of people think that they have to just deal with it alone, and you don't.
And I mean, there are certain things that you, like if you're depressed, I think there are certain things you can do to help yourself for sure. That is almost required for you.
I would say physical activity is a really big thing. Like go for walks, get outside, get fresh air. Yeah, start taking care of yourself better.
Diet's super. I mean, and I shouldn't say that there's no like cure or whatever. There's no like one thing you're gonna do that's gonna help you. You got to figure out what works for you.
No, but like if you're eating like crap when you feel like crap, like your body is also just yelling at you. But if you just eat a little bit healthier, drink some water, like you know, like it's gonna make a difference. How much of a difference it can make.
I think when I was in my early 20s, I ate like a complete garbage truck. I drank soda constantly. You know, and that stuff's all great and in moderation, but like to have a healthy diet and a healthy, like it really cognitively helps you so much. It helps your body, it helps your energy. Like when you wake up and you feel like shit because of everything you ate, like, and you might not even realize it's because of what you ate. You're just like, oh, I feel like shit. Why? Like,
I was like that for a long time, and like I finally got over it. Like oddly enough, moving away from home helped me start eating healthier for some reason, even though my parents didn't like facilitate it. It was just like, I didn't want to spend money on things, so I just started just eating better. You know, I ate better.
Habit changes. And
habit changes. So it's
living
insane.
a healthier lifestyle, it's crazy how much it actually helps you emotionally. That's just personally my opinion and what I've gone through. I kind of shared a lot about what I've gone through. It is
scientifically proven that if you are feeling down, even just going outside for a walk for 10 minutes can like help increase your mood. And I know that like getting, you know, your blood pumping can help with your mood. So
yeah. Well, it's so hard too when you get in like this depression pit. I call it. Like I just
want to do anything.
I let laundry pile up. I let my dishes sit out longer than oh, I don't want to put these away right now. I'll
it's just a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle, and you got to try.
You got to pull yourself out of it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps or whatever.
Bootstraps. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. I hope we're not lingering on too much for people about this kind of stuff, but I just think it's so important, and I think that if you're like me. Or Amanda, or just anyone that you can relate to on this stuff. It's important, okay?
It's important.
Love you guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of
yourselves.
Take care of the people you love and care about.
Exactly.
Look out for each other.
Just check in with people. Say hello every once in a while, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Everybody make sure to wish happy birthday to Ashley down in the chat. That'll be how we know. Like wish her happy birthday.
I'm 23, guys. Thanks for
23 again down in the comment section.
Leave a like for my birthday.
Yes.
And for my channel. Thanks. Appreciate it. Go check out Amanda's channel. Her links are down in the description as always. She has a sub button now on Twitch, so she's professional. Check out her Twitch stream.
I am.
She streams all the time. You actually make like mad videos. You make a lot of videos.
Thank you.
Sub to her YouTube too. Follow her on Twitter because she gets real mad all the time. It's hilarious, dude. Your tweets are hilarious sometimes. Like I know you're really fired up when you type them too, which is like even more hilarious to me.
Even just starts with okay.
Yeah. All right, you fuck boys. Listen, you guys are being ridiculous, she says. I don't know. Her tweets are hilarious. Maybe it's just because I talked to her already, so I'm just imagining her being fired up, like typing into her phone.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's a good time. Come by.
Good times. Good times.
Come by the feed. All my social media as AmandaTheJedi. It's good times everywhere.
All of mine is not. There is a lot of different links with my name involved. So good luck.
Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, AmandaTheJedi. Get at it.
Yeah, I'm so jealous because all my shit is different pretty much. But it's all linked down in the description. So check that out. Leave a like for my birthday and America. Even if you don't live here, I guess. Happy birthday, America. All my Americans. Super weird times right now, right? We won't get into that though. Bro, did you see the meme that Trump tweeted?
No.
He tweeted... You know how he was in the WWE one time? Or WWF? Yeah. He punched a guy out, like, as a part of this, like, WWF thing. Yeah. Which was hilarious for the time. But there's a meme where, like, they put CNN as the head of the guy that he's punching.
Oh,
and
God.
Trump himself tweeted it out. Oh. It has, like, hundreds of thousands
I'm looking
of
at it. Yeah, just saw it. I'm looking at it right now.
That's real.
This is the president of the United States of America.
Now. And a lot of people love that shit. They love it. They love that he's like this because it makes him seem more personable, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. That's a word.
I mean, that's the word for it for sure. Crazy times, bro.
Crazy times.
I think whether you like it or dislike it, I think you could admit this is crazy times.
It's crazy times.
Crazy times. Anyway,
adventures. Take
care of yourself. Take care of everyone else around you. Love you guys. Piece of chicken grease. Good talk. We'll see you out there. That's the unofficial outro.
Intro.
Okay. Bye. I'm gonna stop the recording now. Say bye. Bye.
Bye.